Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Happier Hour. Today we have with us Disha Chandan. She is a counseling psychologist with over 15 years of work experience. She works with children, adult and geriatric clients. She has a private practice in Dadar, Mumbai. She is associated with a well-known school in Mumbai and works with a few corporate clients. Her practice underscores her commitment to nurturing future generations and facilitating their professional development. Today's topic is an open-ended topic with no right and wrong. All the discussion that we'll have is our personal opinion based on our experience. So, welcome to the show, Disha.
Thank you.
So, Disha, there are a lot of lingo, new words that are being said in the teenage group, and what are these words, these new words?
So there are a lot of words actually. If you Google it, you will find more than 20 words. But just to name a few, I will start with something called situationship. Have you heard of that?
I heard it, but I am not 100% clear on it.
Okay. So there is situationship, there is breadcrumbing, then there is love language, and there is body count. So I think these things are very, very new, and everybody is talking about it.
And what exactly is situationship?
Okay, so situationship basically is a connection between two people. Okay, can be good, can be bad, but it is very, very casual. There is no commitment attached to this relationship. It is very, very convenient. The person will keep you hooked, will be there with you, but may not look after your emotional needs.
Okay. So it's basically relationship without commitment.
Yes.
Okay.
And very, very convenient.
How is
You're
it
there
different?
with that person when you want to be, when you don't want to be. Anyways, there's no commitment. So.
And how is it different from friends with benefits?
Friends with benefits, of course, like it's more attached to the physical intimacy. And I think friends with benefits is a need in the person's mind to have that physical intimacy. So you meet that person maybe for a coffee, go hook up, do whatever, and just part ways.
Okay. And you also mentioned breadcrumbing. What's that?
Yes. So breadcrumbing is again, I will not call a relationship. I will call it a connection.
Okay.
The person will give you enough attention, yes, but again there is no commitment in this. Okay, and the person will not be very, very involved like a committed relationship in this.
Okay. Okay. And body?
So once in a while he'll call you in maybe once a week or twice a week just to talk to you casually.
Okay. Interesting. What's body count?
Body count is how many times you've got intimate with a person.
Okay.
And that is like, okay, my body count is 10, my body count is 20, so I've got involved with 20 people in whatever, 15 days or 1 month or whatever.
Okay. Okay. And love language is basically how we vibe.
Not really. Love language is how what is our expectation from our partner. For example, your love language could be just having sex. Okay, that is your need. My love language could be I want the person next to me. It could be my safe space. Even if he is busy with his own thing, I want him to just be there.
Okay.
Or my love language could be just to listen to him. Someone to just listen and not give me advice of what I need to do.
Okay. So I mean, ये use कैसे कर रहे हैं ये terms? मतलब if they are meeting people, they're asking what's your love language?
Not really. When these couples start having issues or partners start having issues, that's when they actually go to a professional and find out what their love language is. They may not actually know what their love language is.
Okay, so basically they're trying to understand their own selves. Okay.
Once you start having issues, you realize that, maybe he is reacting differently and I'm expecting something else. So
आई थिंक चीज़ें बहुत बदल गई हैं इन लास्ट 10 years.
True.
And yeah, I mean, one thing that I keep thinking is अभी जैसे at what age usually the kids they've started having girlfriends or boyfriends?
12, 13, very, very early nowadays. In fact, they've started getting their periods in 5th standard. So, it is changing.
हाँ, क्योंकि मैंने कहीं कहीं उसमें ना अपने कजन्स के बच्चों को एक्चुअली बात करते हुए सुना, एंड दे आर प्रीटी लिटिल, दे आर लाइक इन 3rd standard probably, and they're like we have girlfriend, we have boyfriend, and then you're like अच्छा क्या होता है girlfriend boyfriend, then they are clueless.
Correct. But yes, 12, 13, they've already started experimenting, they've started trying different things.
And I mean, since you are working with a lot of teenagers, what do you think a lot of teenagers are facing issues in terms of their romantic life?
When you talk about romantic life, everything is not just physical. It's the first thing I want to tell everyone who understands romance as, just getting physical, holding hands, kissing, smooching, things like that. Romance is way beyond having a physical connection. Okay, it is about how you feel. It is about expressing your love. It is about knowing that person. Sometimes I feel even care is good romance. Yeah, sometimes that person just being there with you, physically present without his cell phone, is also romance. Because nowadays that's a gift to the partner if that person is without his mobile phone and sitting next to you and actually wants to listen what you are trying to say. So yeah, romance is very, very different, but nowadays they have a tendency to try different things only because they are pressurized by their friends or maybe social media. But I think now they should take it a little slow. The essence of romance, I feel, is gone. We are not in the Shah Rukh Khan times anymore.
Yeah.
So everything is just not physical.
But you mentioned peer pressure, and teenage में actually बहुत ज़्यादा होता है, right? क्योंकि मतलब हम भी जब teenage थे, we felt the same thing. So what can these kids or these teenagers do about it? क्योंकि अगर peer pressure है, that's actually real. I want to be part of a group.
Correct. So basically, see, peer pressure will always be there, whether you are 11 or whether you are 50 or whether you are 16. Okay, things will happen, and there are changes in everywhere. Maybe a office setup, a school, or wherever. But I feel that to give in to peer pressure is a choice that you make. What are your morals? What are your ethics? How are you brought up? What is it that you are okay with? What is it that you can compromise on just because someone else wants it or someone else is asking you to do it? I think it all goes back to what you are as a person and what is it that you believe in.
I think one thing that you said was probably they need to think about their moral values, their ethics as well.
Absolutely. Peer pressure is always going to be there, whether it is for smoking, whether it is for getting physical, whether it is for so many other things. It's always going to be there.
And मतलब टीनेज में इतना ज़्यादा होता क्यों है peer pressure? क्योंकि I think टीनेज में बहुत ज़्यादा मैटर करता है कि
Because cool बनना बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट हो गया है. सबको cool बनना है. एंड cool बनने के चक्कर में हम क्या ही कर लेते हैं. मतलब इसने बोला ठीक है मैं इंजीनियरिंग ले रहा हूँ, इट्स कूल, तो मैंने भी इंजीनियरिंग ले लिया. क्यों? क्योंकि मेरा बेस्ट फ्रेंड इंजीनियरिंग ले रहा है. बट दे डोंट रियलाइज द रेपरकशंस ऑफ इट. So in today's times I have not seen parents sitting and having a heart-to-heart conversation with their kids, telling them, what, this is what you are doing and this is something that you need to be careful about. That's not happening because everybody is so busy.
बट मोस्टली मतलब पेरेंट्स को पता भी नहीं होता ना कि बच्चों की लाइफ में क्या चल रहा है. बिकॉज आई मीन इवन
बट जब वो घर आते हैं उनका बिहेवियर जब चेंज होता है तभी तो आप थोड़ा सा realize कर, maybe you don't know what the conversations are in school, if you, or college, but at least when you see a behavior change at home, you know there is something going on. Why can't you just sit down and talk?
हाँ, लेकिन आई थिंक बहुत सारे पेरेंट्स में वैसा भी होता है कि यू नो लाइक यू सेड दे आर बिजी इन देयर ऑफिसेज और यू नो देयर ओन लाइव्स. इट्स नॉट सो इजी एंड मतलब टीनेजर्स दे यूजुअली दे डोंट वांट टू ओपन अप क्योंकि उनको एक तो लगता है कि कोई समझता नहीं है हमें. एंड ऑफ कोर्स आई मीन दे आर आल्सो गोइंग थ्रू अ लॉट ऑफ हार्मोनल चेंजेस एंड स्टफ. So how can this thing happen that parents are able to discuss, or teachers, or their own peers, their own friend circle, they are able to discuss about things in a better, healthier ways?
I think I would suggest counseling. I'm sure there's a counselor in school. You can go and discuss things. If there are questions, please don't Google those questions. That is one request I would like to make. Every time there is a question in your head does not need to be Googled. You can ask a professional, you can ask an adult. It's not only a counselor. You go to your father and you ask him a question, he'll be able to answer. But you have to get the right information from the right people.
But abhi schools mein matlab most of the schools they do have sex education, right?
Yes. So all schools have. It's become mandatory for all the schools to have sex education.
And usually sex education mein what is covered in
so
schools?
Basically sex education starts with pre-primary. Okay, so we call it safe and unsafe touch. So that's done till grade 4 and 5, this safe and unsafe touch. So of course, with the pre-primary we cover the different type of touches which are safe and unsafe, and of course what do you do if someone gives you an unsafe touch. Okay, so all that is covered in pre-primary and primary. Now when you go to secondary, if you talk about sex education, we talk about masturbation, we talk about menstruation, we talk about the physical changes that go on that happen in our body, the psychological changes that happen in our body, the moods that change. So we talk about all of those, and we talk about, of course, for boys it is nightfall sometimes, and we do call these gynacs who come to solve your queries. So we have a Q&A round where these boys and girls ask questions and the questions are answered.
So I mean in terms of education, I think it has improved a lot from our times. क्योंकि मुझे तो याद ही कि मेरी कोई मतलब स्कूल में sex education था, but हाँ मतलब it's improved a lot.
Yes.
But I mean, is relationship aspect also covered in sex education?
Relationship aspect, not really. It could be a different topic. But scientifically, we do help them understand how our body functions when you're getting intimate with someone.
Okay.
So that is scientifically explained.
Yeah, maybe if there's a discussion about relationships, and
they do have a discussion, but of course not with a gynaec. Then it happens with a professional, maybe a psychologist.
Okay. And typically kids in your school, when they come to you, what are the kind of issues that they come up with?
So if you want to talk about relationship issues, one is they're not sure of that partner. Okay, multiple partners. That boy is sleeping with 3 girls. That girl feels cheated. Then she finds out, so that then there is this casual dating going on. So you just generally go for dates, and then you get emotionally attached, and then you feel that ये मेरे पास ही रहना चाहिए, कहीं और नहीं जाना चाहिए. But the guy has a different intent, so he is looking at dating other girls. There are so many issues. Single parenting now, how kids are brought up when parents are separated, divorced. Lot of issues. Self-image has become a big thing now.
So what kind of issues they come up with regards to self-image?
So not accepting their looks, not accepting their body weight, not accepting the way they are growing. Maybe there are a lot of changes in the hormones that happen. So sometimes you get facial hair, sometimes you know, your features change and things like that. They're not ready to accept that. So when you are menstruating, there are other physical changes also that take place. There are a lot of issues like that also.
And in terms of relationship, you know, when you mentioned that, you know, teenagers, they are facing a lot of relationship issues. So what do you think as a counselor, as a psychologist, why are they facing so many issues with regards to relationships?
I think that's because they're confused. And when you talk to them, you understand that whatever they are doing is one big confusion. They are talking to someone and it is casual, but it so happens that, you know, they get attached and they then don't know how to deal with that situation. One. Two is, everything is not about having fun. Okay, the concept of a relationship in their head is just having fun, but relationship is not always hunky dory. So they don't understand the other aspects of being in a relationship or having a partner. And commitment is a thing, like they don't want to commit at all. So, you know, in future they have a lot of trust issues. Sometimes these casual dating things become very, very toxic. They are heartbroken, they don't know how to deal with it. There are children who start thinking about suicide. There are so many things that happen. Because इसने मुझे ना बोल दिया, मैं उससे पागलों की तरह प्यार करता था, तो अब मुझे नहीं जीना. That's what they say. Like, life is much more than that girl or that boy.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned a couple of things. One being commitment. So you mentioned कि commitment से इनको बहुत डर लगता है. बहुत. So डर क्यों है commitment का इतना?
क्योंकि हमको ऐसा लगता है कि अगर हम एक बार कमिट कर लेंगे तो पहली बात तो हम दूसरा लड़का या लड़की के साथ नहीं घूम सकते हैं. एक दूसरा, एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आ जाती है कि हमको उसी के साथ रहना है. एंड उसी के साथ रहना इज बोरिंग नाउअडेज. मतलब किसको सुनना है कि इसके घर पे क्या हुआ या इसकी क्या प्रॉब्लम है. हु वांट्स टू डू दैट? यू हैव टू हैव फन एंड एंजॉय, एंड दैट्स आवर एज. तो फिर मुझे नहीं सुनना तेरे क्या प्रॉब्लम्स है या व्हाट यू आर गोइंग थ्रू. आई डोंट वांट टू नो. आई वांट टू हैव फन. आई वांट टू गो टू अ पब एंड डांस.
You also mentioned about heartbreaks, right?
Yes.
Which all of us we have gone through.
Yes.
So typically मतलब heartbreaks से कैसे deal करते हैं teenagers जो हैं? How are they able to deal with their heartbreaks?
See, heartbreaks come with a lot of pain. Okay, and heartbreaks can become dangerous. I can use that word because sometimes, you know, they think about ending their lives. ये नहीं तो कोई नहीं. So I think that is something that is a little dangerous. But if everybody goes through a heartbreak, but I think the first thing you can do is to take some time for yourself and accept the fact that something like this has happened. आधे टाइम तो वो शॉक में ही होते कि मेरे साथ ऐसे कैसे हो गया. You know, so for them to just accept, take some time and just be. There are times when they don't feel like doing anything, don't do anything. There are times when they are not interested in things. They don't want to go for a party, they don't want to go for an event. It's okay, you know, just to take your time and be comfortable in your space. Or if you feel you can't deal with it, please take a professional help. Go to a counseling psychologist and say this is what is happening and I can't deal with it. So a professional will help you understand your emotions and deal with your emotions in a better way.
I think sitting with those emotions is you aptly said it.
Correct.
It actually
correct.
matters.
You
अगर
will
नहीं
never
मन कर
know,
रहा
na, how these children react. Like if it is going on for 6 and 8 and 9 months, every day that child is crying, every day, you know, things are happening, he's going on with his day but he's not interested, he doesn't understand what's happening, then it's a little dangerous.
But I mean, एक जैसे हार्ट ब्रेक के बारे में हम बात कर रहे हैं, सो काइंड ऑफ इट लुक्स लॉजिकल राइट कि हार्ट ब्रेक होगा, इससे अच्छा कमिटमेंट करो ही मत.
यस.
So I think maybe that's the reason they are like अच्छा क्यों अपना दिल तोड़ें और go through that entire process. इससे अच्छा तो better है कि let's just not go for that.
True.
But does that really work? अगर मतलब आप किसी के साथ हैं and you are not committing because of the fear कि आगे जाके दुखी होगा, अगर टूट गया तो क्या होगा.
But you know what? I have a different take to this. Sometimes these people decide that it is going to be casual and we are not going to commit. Okay, so they have this conversation before they get into a relationship. So I mean, we'll take it, we'll go with the flow, we'll take it as it comes. They use these words and they go on. हाँ, बट कभी इमोशनल अटैचमेंट हो गया और हमने सामने वाले से कमिटमेंट मांगा और उसने नहीं दिया कमिटमेंट, तो पंगा है. देन इट्स अ प्रॉब्लम.
हाँ, मतलब वो वैसा है कि पहले ही डिसाइड कर लेंगे कि रिलेशनशिप क्या होने वाला है.
हाँ, बट एक्चुअली कर लेते हैं. एंड द फर्स्ट थिंग दे विल डू इज से we'll just see how it goes. I mean, let's just take our time to understand each other and date, and so everything starts like that.
Which is very interesting. And you also mentioned about obsessive behavior in certain people. So I mean, how does possessiveness and obsessiveness differ from each other, and कैसे दिखता है, मतलब if you have some examples from kids that you counsel.
Okay, so possessiveness is ये मेरी है या ये मेरा है, मेरा हक है इस पे. तो सब कुछ मेरे हिसाब से होगा और अगर थोड़ा भी आगे पीछे हुआ तो मुझे पसंद नहीं है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, बॉय एंड अ गर्ल, ओके, दे आर गोइंग आउट, दिस गर्ल गेट्स अ कॉल फ्रॉम अ मेल फ्रेंड, दिस गाय डज नॉट लाइक इट. ही टेल्स, ऑफ कोर्स आई डोंट लाइक इट, एंड देन but she still continues to do it. This fellow is going to create a scene. Maybe 2 or 3 times he will keep quiet, and maybe if the girl is not listening to what he has to say, he will create a scene. But obsession is something very, very different. Like if I'm calling my guy and he's not answering his phone, meaning he is busy. But if I'm calling him 10 times, 15 times, 20 times, I mean, boss, people have work. We can't talk to each other all the time. तुमने डिसाइड किया था तुम मुझे 9 बजे कॉल करोगे, तो 9:15 हो गए, तुमने मुझे कॉल क्यों नहीं किया? Now that's something. And there are so many teenagers who think like this. They are obsessed because that's the only thing that's going on in their mind that time.
But आई थिंक उस टाइम तो होता भी है राइट, बिकॉज अगर तुम्हें पहली बार किसी से प्यार हुआ तो तुम्हें लगता है अब मतलब दिस इज द पर्सन और इसी के साथ ही रहना है, और मतलब एवरीथिंग विल शेयर विद दिस पर्सन, और मतलब ये हमें सब बताए, और इट्स मोर लाइक नाउ वी आर नॉट 2 सेपरेट एंटिटीज, वी आर जस्ट वन एंटिटी. एंड हाउ कैन यू नॉट गिव योर टाइम टू मी?
बट they don't realize that the opposite person is not liking it. उसको घुटन हो रही है, उसको लग रहा है ये क्या है, मतलब हमारी लाइफ में कुछ है ही नहीं और करने के लिए. It's like that. ठीक है यार, तू मेरे साथ है, बट ये नहीं कि सारा दिन मैं तेरे साथ ही बिताऊं. There are other things in life which I need to do.
And how can a couple deal with such a behavior? If someone in a couple, one person is really obsessive, then how can the couple deal with the situation?
I think a clear-cut communication works. This is something I'm okay with, this is something I'm not okay with. So you have to tell your partner that this is something that is, you need to lay boundaries actually. This is something that is not acceptable. I am at work, I am studying, I am doing something important. You can't keep calling me or telling me, you know what, you had promised me that you will meet me, you have to come. No, that doesn't work. So I think just communication and setting boundaries works.
करेक्ट. एंड यू नो यू मेंशन्ड अबाउट स्टडीज, सो ऑफ कोर्स आई मीन टीनेज वैसा वाला टाइम है कि सब कुछ चल रहा है.
True.
उस टाइम पे मतलब यू नो वी हैव रिलेशनशिप्स एज वेल, एंड वो टाइम पढ़ाई के लिए भी बहुत ही ज़्यादा इम्पॉर्टेंट है. सो हाउ कैन टीनेजर्स मैनेज देयर रिलेशनशिप्स एंड देयर स्टडीज़?
सी आई अग्री के फोकस हट जाता है क्योंकि हम प्यार में पागल हैं और पढ़ाई भी करनी है. बट यू नो इन दिस सिनेरियो आई थिंक parents play a very important role because you can see your child going into some other zone, living a different world which is full of fantasy and love and ये करना है and वो करना है. But I think they should just help them understand that ये relationship रहे ना रहे, career तो है ही. मतलब if you want to make your career, you need marks, and in today's times 90 also is nothing. So if you don't study, you will not be able to do anything with your life. I think here that person who is in love will not realize this till some adult sits and tells him that, look, I understand that you are in a relationship, but this is something important and you have to focus on this. There is no other way to it.
करेक्ट. एंड आई थिंक ऑल्सो इट्स अबाउट मतलब रिलेशनशिप अगर फ्यूचर में भी चलाना है तो यू नीड अ करियर. मतलब इट्स नॉट लाइक योर,
तुम करोगे क्या अगर तुम कमा ही नहीं रहे हो? कौन सी लड़की तुम्हारे साथ रहने वाली है? दे लाइक पहले तू कुछ बन जा लाइफ में, फिर मेरे पास आना. नोबडी इज इंटरेस्टेड इन अ पर्सन हु इज जस्ट नॉट वर्किंग इन, हैज नॉट स्टडीड और इज नॉट एजुकेटेड इनफ.
हाँ, so basically you need to have a balanced approach. It's not like you know you just go towards one side completely and you're like हम सिर्फ you know अच्छा लग रहा है. Of course मतलब being in a relationship अच्छा लगता है, but your priority should also be to give proper time to your studies because that is very important and that's a long term thing.
Correct, exactly. Relationship रहे या ना रहे, but career तो है ही.
You know PDA, public display of affection. So how comfortable are teenagers in public display of affection and किस level तक actually कर सकते हैं या करना चाहिए as per Indian society?
See, to tell you frankly, they are very comfortable doing it. And they do it all the time. But you know, PDA उतना ही करो जितना सामने वाला जो तुमको नहीं जानता वो comfortable हो. And it's very awkward for the person who is looking at what you are doing. Then I think you should stop it there. Things like holding hands, cuddling, you know, a peck on the cheek, still okay. You know, just hugging is okay. But if you're going beyond that, then you should be careful.
Because I think then you
then
should need to do.
It gets a little uncomfortable for, and especially if you see in India. Abroad, of course, you know, everybody is doing it and everybody is comfortable. They have their own laws or whatever. But in India, we don't come with that mentality, and we are not comfortable with things beyond this.
But आप schools में भी देखते हैं ये सब चीज़ें होती हुई.
Of course, all the time. Even if they are sitting on the steps, they are holding hands and sitting. Because they want that comfort.
But holding hands is okay, right?
It's okay. That's why we don't say anything, of course. But you know, there are things that cannot be done in public. You need to understand that.
Nice. And you know, in terms of openness, when we discussed about them, their parents need to have a open communication with them. So do you see that you know parents are usually having a open discussion about sex and relationship with the kids?
Frankly, parents are not the ones who have this conversation. Children, they get information from outside. Could be maybe their cousins or their friends or tuition mates, batchmates, or an adult, you know. But I have not seen parents actually sitting with their kids and talking about.
But वो ज़्यादा अच्छा नहीं होगा.
ज़्यादा अच्छा होगा पर नहीं करते हैं. मतलब करते होंगे पर बहुत कम पेरेंट्स बैठकर बात करते हैं.
क्योंकि if you are getting information from outside and especially your own age group,
Correct.
तो
Correct.
of
It's
course
dangerous. It's dangerous.
और मतलब they themselves don't have that much of experience
Correct.
कि तुम्हें बता पाएं कि क्या
पता कि
सही है
क्या
क्या
है।
गलत है, इससे
Correct.
repercussions क्या होंगे आगे जाकर.
But I feel that these teenagers also don't open up very easily with their parents. You know, they're not very open to discussing their private life in detail. Especially, you know, when they are in a relationship and what's going on with their relationship. हाँ तब आएंगे जब दिल टूट गया है और लड़की ने ना बोल दिया या लड़के ने ना बोल दिया, तब आएंगे. But क्या चल रहा है, I don't think parents have any clue about it.
But कर सकते हैं ना parents से
Of
discuss. I
course.
mean parents have gone through a similar thing
कर
in their
सकते
lives.
हैं, but I don't know, I've not seen kids doing it.
And you know one thing that we are discussing, that they are taking a lot of information from internet, from you know their own peer groups. So how is it when it comes to porn and masturbation?
Big topic. Porn, it's happening all the time with these teenagers, and porn can lead to porn addiction. Okay? You watch porn maybe once in a day and you masturbate, is okay. But sometimes it leads to an addiction, and that creates a lot of issues physically and mentally in that child's mind. So it is, I think, an illusional world, and that's not the truth. Everything is manipulated, okay? And there are times when whoever is doing it, the act, maybe they are drugged, you know, and they're doing it. So you have a different world in your mind, thinking that when I am going to do it with someone, it is going to be like this, and it is going to be fun, and it is going to be superb and whatever. But that's not the truth. It's a illusional world, I feel. It is not the reality. So then these kids have some kind of expectations from their partners, and when they are not met, that's when psychological issues start. So I don't think they should. Okay, watching porn, I think now has become very normal. But if it happens once or twice, it's okay in a day. But if it's going beyond that, then it's a problem.
And matlab porn addiction, can it happen in teenage as well?
It happens all the time.
Okay.
Because they are so high on their hormones that they just want to do it because it gives them maybe some excitement, some satisfaction, or whatever you may label it as. It's happening. Actually, it's happening in the 7th standard. 7th standard, 8th standard, 9th standard.
And I mean, when you say porn addiction, so what exactly would you classify as porn addiction?
Your mind is only interested in that act, and you're constantly thinking about that. You're imagining things, your focus changes from your studies to what the opposite person is trying to say, to, you know, imagining things in your head constantly, and you want to take time, go quickly to the washroom, watch something, masturbate and come back.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Because your mind is there. You know what, if you're teaching the secondary section, ma'am, you should wear a dupatta and come. Are you getting my point now?
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So why don't you wear a dupatta and take your class?
I think this is not where we should go with
Exactly.
you know all the openness that we have.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I think हाँ
So
हम
things are
open हैं,
changing.
अच्छी बात है, change हो रही है वो भी अच्छी बात है, but ऐसा नहीं कि दूसरे को you know they have to wear a dupatta to come in
Exactly.
front of you.
Exactly. Because these children are imagining stuff.
But reality is very different,
Exactly.
right? I mean, the real act.
Yes, it is absurd when they have these expectations from a real person who's sitting right in front of them.
And it's both the sides, girls and the boys.
It's both the sides. It's both the sides.
Which is very interesting because I mean, the real act is probably not even 5% of what is shown.
Because we are not taking drugs, right?
Yeah. And I think a lot of people, once I read that since our education does not take sex education into consideration, which I am happy that it is changing now. So a lot of people actually consider porn as sex education.
Really?
Yeah. So they actually think that, there they go and they learn about how to do things.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a very wrong way of learning.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because like you said, it's an illusion that you are in.
You're living in a fantasy world which is not the truth. It creates a lot of issues in your mind, basically.
Yeah. And I mean, how are parents, what's the role of parents when it comes to, porn addiction?
So, if the parent realizes that this is happening with my child, I think the parent should go to a counselor with that child and help the counselor understand that this is going on with my child and this is what he is doing, and counseling can start. This problem can be resolved with counseling. So I think they should seek professional help.
And what are the issues? I mean, if if a teenager, they have porn addiction, what are the typical issues that you see in that teenager?
One is they develop a lot of trust issues. Okay. Two, they cannot differentiate between healthy and unhealthy attachment. Okay, that is one thing that happens. Three, they are not able to focus on their studies. They are not able to understand what is going on in the real world because they are always in that imagination. So everything goes for a toss. Diet is affected. Health is affected because if you're masturbating too many times, it is affecting your body somewhere, right? Physically. So then that is affected. You feel low on energy. You want to sleep. So there are so many things.
I think it does. Does it have impact on your brain as well overall?
It does. But I think with counseling, you can resolve these issues and addiction can be worked on.
Interesting. When we talk about dating, right? So I think dating scenes in India are still very, very in nascent phases. It's like, I think we as Indians, we do not really understand how to date. So what would be your suggestion on, how to go ahead with dating?
I agree, because with so many apps coming up and with meeting new people, and I don't understand the concept of dating, because what they do is show what they are not. I think it is very, very important to be real in a relationship. Whether you have met that person once or you're meeting that person very often, it is important to be real. But times have changed. They want to impress all the time. So they will do everything to impress. Their answers are very, very diplomatic. They have a tendency to manipulate things. There's a lot of lying that is happening. मैं ये कंपनी का ओनर हूँ और होता है कुछ और, and there are a lot of things that are maybe, see, if it is lying to a certain extent, it is still okay. मतलब अगर आपने बोल दिया है कि मेरे पास ये एक पर्टिकुलर गाड़ी और दूसरी है तो फिर भी ठीक है, बट lying in terms of your life or your experiences, your family background, it creates a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the thing that you mentioned about being real in a relationship is important.
It's very important.
But how do I be real? Because my real side can be something which other person doesn't like.
It's okay. Just be yourself. Learn to accept that everybody is not going to like you. Everybody is not going to accept you. And if that happens, then I don't know what you are. Because chand mein bhi daag hai. You know, like everybody has their good side and bad side. But that will, if you are real, that will help you to build a healthy relationship. And a trustworthy relationship and a long-term relationship. Otherwise, the person will get to know your true nature and he was like, okay, not anymore. I am not meeting you anymore. I don't need to have this conversation with you. I'm done.
वैसे भी मतलब who's perfect?
It's perfect. Exactly, who's perfect? We just need to accept ourselves the way we are. Rather than be something that the opposite person is expecting us to be.
Because you know, on dating scenes, what I've noticed is like few of my friends, when they go for dates now, so you know, the kind of experiences they have are very, very weird. So I mean, one of my friends, she went on a date. She went via a dating app, and it was the first time she used, you know, a dating app. So she mentioned that when she went on dating, so you know, she didn't know that if you go via dating app, you know, being involved in sex is very normal. She was not aware about it, and this was her first time. So she was like, I went there, and you know, the guy, he actually was like, you know, he touched her hand, and she was not at all comfortable because it's the first time that they were meeting. She was like, यार मेरे को समझ नहीं आ रहा था ये क्या हो रहा है. एंड यू नो इवेंचुअली इट वाज सो ऑकवर्ड कि आधे घंटे में मैं तो उठकर आ गई थी कि मुझसे नहीं होगा. एंड ऑफ कोर्स उसके बाद उसकी कभी कोई बात भी नहीं हुई. तो यू नो वॉर में काफ़ी डिस्कस करते हैं अबाउट डेटिंग सीन्स इन इंडिया. एंड वन थिंग वी रियलाइज इज, यू नो, लाइक वी डिस्कस, पीपल आर स्केर्ड ऑफ बीइंग रियल. मतलब वो जैसे हैं वो वैसा करना नहीं चाहते क्योंकि रिजेक्शन कम्स अलॉन्ग विद दैट, राइट? इट माइट कम अलॉन्ग विद दैट कि अगर मेरा रियल साइड पता चला तो यू माइट नॉट लाइक इट. बट आई थिंक एटलीस्ट अगर कुछ नहीं पसंद आया तो तभी पता चल जाएगा, राइट? यू आर नॉट गोइंग इन सर्कल्स एंड लेटर ऑन यू आर लाइक नहीं अच्छा लग रहा है ये रिलेशनशिप हमें.
और कितना टाइम तुम दिखावा करोगे ना, कभी ना कभी तो your real self is going to, then it is not going to be a long term thing.
And it's tiring, I think, to be
fake.
Yeah.
To be unreal is tiring. Is exhausting.
Correct. To be someone else.
Exactly. I actually don't understand the concept of dating only with these apps, because let me see, is dating equal to one night stand? Is dating equal to just having a conversation and coming back? Is dating equal to making a good friend? Is dating equal to finding a partner for marriage? What is it? I am confused. What are you looking at when you go on a dating app? Because you're talking to multiple people just to figure out what are his hobbies and your hobbies and what are you interested in, I am interested. But why do I want to waste that time to know so many people at a time? What is your requirement? What is your need? If you really want someone to be in your life for maybe a long-term partner, then you look at that. If you want a casual conversation, you can have it anyways, even without the dating apps.
And how are dating apps changing, you know, our entire dating?
Oh my God, it's creating a lot of pressure. One, two, every person who's single is being suggested to go on a dating app, and it so happens that dating app sometimes it's not only for chatting and knowing the opposite person, but there are so many other things like you have to sleep with me, you have to sex chat with me. I don't want to do it. You know, you have to chat with me at 10 o'clock because we decided to. And there are some people who are very, very possessive and they behave as if they own us and things like that, then it becomes very, very toxic. So I don't understand the concept of dating apps. But I actually want to tell them that you look at what is your need.
क्योंकि what I have noticed about people around me is, you know, काफ़ी सारे लोग तो ऐसे भी हैं जो मतलब actually शादी करना चाहते हैं, but they go on dating apps क्योंकि शादी पे नहीं, शादी.com या जीवनसाथी.com पे नहीं,
कोई नहीं करता ये सब, शादी.com एंड जीवन साथी. शादी इज बिकम लाइक, हाँ ठीक है मुझे शादी करनी है, पर मैं शादी.com पे जाऊंगा तो थोड़ा आउटडेटेड,
ट्रेडिशनल वाले मिलेंगे.
मेरे को नहीं ऐसे करना है. I mean, I just want to try things and see how it goes and then maybe जमा तो ठीक है शादी कर लेंगे.
हाँ, क्योंकि आई थिंक डेटिंग एप्स पे वो बहुत है कि यू नो यू हैव अ लॉट ऑफ ऑप्शंस. आप जहाँ भी जाएंगे वहाँ पे ऑप्शंस है. यू जस्ट टर्न ऑन द लोकेशन एंड यू विल सी अ लॉट ऑफ ऑप्शंस.
So many people.
हाँ, but you are not really trying to build a connection with any of them.
Yeah, because you're chatting with multiple partners. Whatever 2 hours you have after work or after college, you are spending it knowing his hobbies and your hobbies and God knows what.
No, but it's tiring as well.
It is.
Because
it is.
Again, this friend of mine, so she is on dating apps for some time now. And she's like, मैं थक चुकी हूँ क्योंकि सेम ही कॉन्वर्जेशन होती है. एक दो कॉन्वर्जेशंस होती हैं एंड देन दे आर लाइक मिल लेते हैं, मिलने के बाद यू नो वील हैव अ कैजुअल थिंग एंड देन इट्स ओके, एंड देन फिर 1-2 महीने बाद कुछ पिंग आ जाएगा. सो यू नो इट्स नॉट गोइंग एनीवेयर. इट्स जस्ट दैट कि यू हैव अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल and it's more like friends with benefits. So when you want to have a casual thing, they'll be there, but otherwise they're not there. And emotionally, definitely they're not there.
Of course they are, but they're very clear that they don't want to be emotionally, because at the same time they are chatting with so many people. तो अगर emotionally एक बंदे के साथ है तो उतना टाइम जाता है ना. You need to invest time if you want to build a connection.
You know, so when people they look for relationships or they look for a partner, what are they looking for and what should they look for?
A partnership. Okay. There are different needs, like an emotional need. So they are looking at a person who will be there in good and bad times. 2, financial need. सोसाइटल नीड. ओके, सोसाइटी के हिसाब से ये उम्र तक शादी हो जानी चाहिए एंड इट्स वन काइंड ऑफ सिक्योरिटी एंड आई विल बी फाइन एंड आई विल बी टेकन केयर ऑफ. सो दैट्स अ सोसाइटल नीड. सो दैट इज़ व्हाट पीपल आर लुकिंग एट. बट देयर आर सो मेनी एस्पेक्ट्स which are not looked at when you are trying to be in a relationship or find a partner or someone to marry. For example, how your connect is with that opposite person. Is he emotionally available or is he just physically there and emotionally somewhere else? Okay, that is one thing. 2, is there some kind of trust between 2 people? 3, what is his way of reacting to situations? Is he very aggressive, very stubborn, narcissist like? You know, there are different personality traits that really hamper a relationship and then it gets very toxic. So that, is there communication in this relationship, or he or she has always been telling us, you know, we have a very busy life and we'll meet on weekends and things will happen, we are dating, we'll see how it goes. And then we'll get married. So there is no time to actually sit and understand what that person is like, what kind of a family background he comes from, what are his values, what is it that he is looking at. For example, things like finance should be discussed before marriage. Having a child, not having a child should be discussed before marriage. Expectations from the partner, like one partner is like, you know, now I'm staying with my in-laws, but later on I have this in my mind that maybe I'll create a fight and I'll move out. So is that on your mind, and are you planning to do that? Because that also creates a lot of issues. staying with in-laws, staying without in-laws. So all that has to be discussed. Your expectations from this relationship has to be discussed before marriage. Because then it gets very, very ugly when these things come up and someone is thinking in a certain way.
But actually, मतलब, I've heard there's something called pre-marital counseling that happens
yes,
these days, right?
I think it's more with Christian
Okay.
people. They have to go through a 2 or 3 day course before they get married. Only then they can get married in church is what I understand. But I feel this should be mandatory for all the couples who are going in to get married in whatever 2 months, 3 months, because I think you actually get a chance to sit and discuss your expectations out of the marriage. Of course, there are times when things don't happen that way and situation change, experiences changes, but still, if you just have an idea of how things are going to be.
बट शादी से पहले वैसा भी होता है ना कि तब तो मतलब you just want to get married to the other person, right? You don't want to discuss.
Correct. So let me help you understand an example from my life. My husband, he's the only child, okay, and I had to stay with in-laws. So when we got engaged, my husband actually sat down and helped me understand my mother-in-law and father-in-law. So how they are, उनका रहन सहन कैसा है, वो कैसा सोचते हैं, वो कैसा सोचेंगे, उनके expectations क्या है. Because you're not only marrying the guy, but you're marrying the family. It's like you have to stay with those 3 people all your life. So he actually helped me understand what it is going to be like once I enter that house. So I think having a good communication helps. I know you want to get married, but always remember, if you have to live in a joint family, only the boy is good, doesn't matter. You have to live with other people also.
And that's a very matured approach that your husband had, because I've never heard of anyone else doing it, that before marriage you sit with the person and you actually tell them कि घर में सब लोग कैसे हैं, उनका नेचर कैसा है, अच्छा है, मतलब ये चीज़ें अच्छी हैं, ये चीज़ें बुरी हैं. So yeah, I think that is something all of us we can do.
Of course.
That at least we can tell our partner before marriage that this is how our parents are or our family is.
Correct.
So that they're well aware about what to expect from the relationship.
And he always said one thing: if you have an issue with your mother-in-law, it is your mother-in-law. So, and she is my mother. So you will go and talk. I will not intervene. I don't want to become a sandwich. कि मैं इधर का भी नहीं, उधर का भी नहीं. So he's like, you will talk. So I think these men also know how to handle things nowadays, but all may not know. But it's a good thing to discuss.
And a lot of live-in has become very common, I would say, especially in metro cities, right? So, what's your take on live-in? That does it actually help the couple to know each other better before they're getting married?
See, live-in is a personal choice. But if you ask me, live-in as a concept, I really like it. Before you say I do, I actually know what I'm getting into. 1, 2, I know that if this person is there in my life, I want to spend the rest of my life with him or not. So then that time gives me some kind of decision path that ठीक है यार, मतलब मैं 2 साल इसके साथ रही, इसकी हरकतें अब मुझे पता है थोड़ी बहुत, तो शायद मैं आगे निकाल सकूँ. It's like what you can compromise on and what you cannot compromise on, वो सब कुछ पता चल जाता है. So if you ask me, I'm very happy with this concept.
हाँ, जैसे
But
मुझे
it's a personal choice.
करेक्ट. हाँ जिस मतलब आई थिंक इवन आई फील दैट having relationships in a way it is a good thing because you get to know how to be with someone, because otherwise if you have never been in a relationship you have you do not know how to deal with the other person. So I think that actually helps. So if you are in a relationship with someone it actually helps you to have better relationships in future.
True.
And I think yeah same for living that since you've lived with the person you know the good and the bad both about the person.
Correct.
And
And
if
then you take an informed decision that I can compromise on these things and go on, and I don't think I can, so just let it be.
yeah correct. And in terms of how do we get a perfect life partner?
According to me, there's nothing like perfect. Okay, I believe that there are certain things we are okay with in life, and there are certain things we are not okay with life. So, for example, I would expect my partner to be loyal, but maybe I'm not okay with him smoking or having drugs. So there are certain things that you're okay with in life and you're not okay with in life. You see if your checklist has how many number of ticks and you go ahead with that relationship, because perfect तो कुछ भी नहीं है. कुछ भी नहीं है. No relationship is perfect. But I also feel that when two people are coming together, and if there is some kind of commitment, whether legal, whether not legal, and if there are issues, and if you really want to be with that person, you will do anything to be with that person. You know, चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए मैं तेरा साथ नहीं छोड़ूंगा. And there are people like that. Of course कम है but है.
But I think वो भी अभी is it really dropping this kind of a love?
Yes. Because एक बात है ना, availability. मेरे पास इतने सारे दूसरे options हैं और 3 लोगों से तो मैं ऐसे ही chat कर रहा हूँ तो या कर रही हूँ, तो why not just give it a shot?
But I mean availability लगती ज़रूर है, but when it comes to marriage बहुत मुश्किल है. मतलब शादी
Agreed.
काफ़ी मुश्किल हो गई है होना भी लोगों की, एंड देन उसके बाद होते हैं तो देयर आर डिफरेंट सेट ऑफ प्रॉब्लम्स, राइट? सो आई मीन व्हाई डू यू थिंक व्हाट इज़ योर ओपिनियन कि जो शादी में प्रॉब्लम्स आ रही हैं या शादी करने में प्रॉब्लम्स आ रही है, शादी के बाद वाली तो देयर आर डिफरेंट सेट ऑफ प्रॉब्लम्स, बट शादी करने में जो प्रॉब्लम आ रही है वो क्यों आ रही है अगर हमारे पास इतनी अवेलेबिलिटी है? तो
वो इसलिए आ रही है क्योंकि हमको कमिट ही नहीं करना है, क्योंकि हमको कमिटमेंट एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी लगती है. अरे इससे शादी करनी पड़ेगी तो देखना पड़ेगा कि हम लॉयल भी हैं, वी आर द वन हु हैज़ टू प्रोवाइड, वी आर द वन हु हैज़ टू टेक केयर. उसका इंश्योरेंस का पैसा भी हमको ही भरना है. यू नो, आई हैव टू मेक श्योर दैट वीकेंड्स आई स्पेंड विथ हर. So they sometimes feel that it is a responsibility more than a partnership. That is why I feel that nowadays शादी थोड़ा कम ही प्रेफर करते हैं. और दिक्कत आ रही है क्योंकि ऐसा लगता है कि ठीक है एक बार शादी हो गई फिर इन लॉज के एक्सपेक्टेशंस आ जाएंगे, फिर थोड़े साल हुए तो अब बच्चा कर लो बच्चा कर लो बच्चा करो. दैट थिंग इज ऑलवेज देयर. एक बार पेपर साइन किए नहीं, 1-1.5 साल हुआ नहीं, अब बच्चा कर लो. वेदर यू वांट टू हैव, यू डोंट वांट टू हैव, बट द सोसाइटी हैज डिसाइडेड दैट यू हैव टू हैव अ किड इन 2 years or 3 years time. There are a lot of expectations and they feel that it is a responsibility that I have to be there for my partner. But if it is casual then it's okay. ठीक है, I'm there, I'm not there.
But when it comes to marriage, I've seen, I mean, people they change, right? मतलब पहले they might need or they might expect a different kind of person, but when it comes to marrying someone, they expect or they need some other kind of person. So what is happening there? Why is there such a big difference between?
See, when you're trying different people, okay, maybe you're checking किसके साथ click हुआ. But when you're getting married, you need a sense of security. Okay, you want to understand in your head that you know this person is going to be there in my good and bad times. क्योंकि फिर वो एक एक्सपेक्टेशन आ जाती है कि ये इंसान के साथ हम शादी कर रहे हैं तो he'll be the one who will cure me, he'll be the one you know who will keep me happy, he'll be the one who will provide, he will look after my financial needs, emotional needs. फिर वो सब expectations एक बार आ जाती है. You know, to keep up to that expectation is very very tough.
Yeah, it is very tough.
Very tough. That is why people nowadays are saying ठीक है हम रहते हैं साथ but we don't want to get married because 2 लोग शादी करते हैं पर 10 लोग involve होते हैं and everybody has their opinion. So that also you know the way the family reacts to situations, they deal with situations also affect the relationship between 2 people.
And I mean, given women are becoming more financially independent now, right? More and more women, they have come into workforce, they're working. So what impact does it have as per you on relationships?
I think financial freedom is a bliss. It's a blessing that we are able to do what we always dreamt of doing or we want to do in life. Even we can have dreams, yes, but having to say that this financial freedom has created a lot of other issues in a relationship. Because now we have less time for our partner, we have less time for our kids, okay, we are juggling between house chores and work. There is a lot of irritation that comes in, and then maybe if you're staying in a but you can't take leaves, so you know that there are a lot of issues then. So I think with 2 people staying together, you finance, yes, financial freedom, yes, but we have got the liberty to do what we want. In earlier times, women never used the word no. ये नहीं कर पाएंगे. But now we can say no very conveniently because our work is also our priority, our kids is also our priority, self-care is also our priority. We also need that weekend to just be and relax.
Nice, but I mean in terms of working women and delayed in marriages, because I think the timeline for getting married in India, it has shifted, and I think it shifted across.
Correct.
Right, earlier people used to get married in early 20s, but now it has shifted to like late 20s, early 30s. So do you think it's also about change in everything? I mean financial status of women, and then people not being ready to commit. And
yes, it has changed. The whole scenario has changed. They want to focus on their careers, they want to do something in life rather than just being a simple housewife and being at home and taking care of kids. They also have goals, they also have dreams, and I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing if it has moved from, because at that age, maybe after 25, you're a little more mature to understand things better, to understand people better. With whatever experiences you've had in life. I think that early 20s, you're really raw, I feel. To handle a marriage, to handle a relationship, to handle in-laws, to handle kids. So I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, and I think even our brain, it is actually developing till the age of 25.
True.
So it's not like the brain, it's so like the kind of brain we have in teenage that it's developing, it's similar thing goes on till 25. So you do see a lot of people, you know, stabilizing in a way after their 25s.
After the 25, yes.
Because
you understand people better, I feel, with whatever experiences you have, and I think you go through different things in life, and there are struggles also. At 21, 22, 23, you're only studying, and you've just started a job, and you're very, very excited, and your parents tell you, come on now, you have to get married. What do you understand about a relationship? Because you've always seen something very bubbly, cute, okay, ठीक है, मेरे को ये पसंद थी, मेरे को इससे प्यार हो गया, and that doesn't happen. So all that happens at that age, but once you cross 25, reality hits you, like, you know what, you need to have your career, and you need to make sure you have a good life for yourself.
True. And you know, one of the things, though I think it doesn't happen that often now, you know, there are people whose families still do not agree for them to get married to a certain person, right?
Yes.
How can these people, you know, manage these kind of situations?
I think if you believe that this is the one you want to get married to, it may take time for the family to accept that relationship, but eventually they do. And it all depends on how you convince them, talk to them, and help them understand that this is the right choice, or this is what I am looking at in my life. Because nowadays I know there are arranged marriages happening, but you know what, the families also don't know too much about that girl. Because now in today's times our personal life is personal. Nobody else knows what's happening. You may know what I put up on social media, but apart from that, how do you know what I am like as a person when I am with a partner or I am with a friend? You don't know. You've just seen me in social gatherings and you only know what I show you.
Correct. I think वो तो हो गया है कि, you know, we know each other through social media a lot.
Correct.
Whatever photographs someone is
Correct.
putting, and then we decipher कि अच्छा ऐसा ही होगा, ऐसे ही होगा.
ऐसी है, हाँ. For example, if like my friend mentioned this to me, मैंने ब्यूरो से लड़के का नाम आया था, बायोडेटा आया, मैंने फेसबुक पे देखा तो वो दारू की बोतल के साथ ऐसे खड़ा था, तो मैंने मना कर दिया. I said हाँ. So she's like, हाँ वो दारू पीता है और मेरे को पसंद नहीं है कि वो दारू पिए और लड़कियों के शोल्डर पे हाथ रखे, तो मैंने मना कर दिया. So you're understanding, we are showing you what we want to show you.
हाँ, क्योंकि आई थिंक वो हो गया, अभी हम ना एक्सपीरियंस नहीं कर रहे हैं रिलेशनशिप्स, बट वी आर टेकिंग यू नो फोटोग्राफ्स एज अ प्रूफ कि ये इंसान ये ऐसा ही है. सो इवन ऑन डेटिंग ऐप आई थिंक दैट इज़ व्हाट हैपेंस टिपिकली, दैट आप फोटोग्राफ्स और उनका जो भी वाइटल्स है, कहाँ काम करते हैं, क्या हॉबीज़ हैं उनकी, वो देख के यू आर लाइक अच्छा ये अच्छे हैं, ये अच्छे नहीं है. बट इट्स नॉट रियली अबाउट यू नो एक्सपीरियंसिंग
द पर्सन एज इज.
या
ट्रू.
So I think हाँ वहाँ पे we need to move a little, wherein we start really be with the person, be real, even if you are you know not the perfect, it's okay. If the other person is not perfect, it's okay, but be real when you are talking to someone, and you know get to know someone real and raw, instead of living in assumptions, living in a social media world wherein you think things are going to be perfect.
True.
So we have a few questions from our viewers which we would like to ask you. First question is, I really like this person but not sure if she likes me. How do I approach this person? What if she rejects me?
Okay. If you're looking at liking this person and at a long-term relationship, I think the best way to deal with this is talk. Just have some clear conversation with him and ask him. Instead of you imagining and assuming things and waiting for him to ask you, I think it's better to clarify things.
And what if the person gets rejected?
I think we all get rejected once in a while, and we should take that with a pinch of salt, because it will never happen that whoever we like has to like us all the time. Okay, I think we may take time, but eventually we need to accept that it's okay, maybe not this, then someone else.
Okay. Okay. Then the other question that we have is, I have been asked out by two people. How to decide which person I should go out with?
Been asked by two people.
Yeah, good problem to have.
Okay, so let me use this term, like you said, जिसके साथ vibe match हो उसके साथ. But I think you should feel a connect. With someone you can have an intellectual conversation with someone who is mature enough to understand feelings I feel, and is not faking things. So I think that's the person you should go ahead with. So you pick.
Okay, so you go the boring way,
Yes,
not
the
the
boring
jazzy way.
Yes.
Okay. So another question is, there is this person who's already dating another person but has asked me out. I too have feelings for her. What should I do?
If it is casual, then I think you can go ahead and give it a shot. But if you think that things are going to get serious, then you need to sit and discuss of what your expectations are from a relationship and what is it that he is looking at.
Okay. Then there's another question. Everyone in my group has had sex, but I haven't done it yet. My peers, my friends, they are teasing me for it, but I am not in a rush to do it. What should I do?
Okay, if you feel you're not in a rush to do it, and there are people who are asking you to do it indirectly, don't give in. I think hold on to your morals, hold on to your values, and do it when you are ready, when your body is ready, when you are comfortable. And you are at the right age to do it.
Then there's another question, interesting one. I have been chatting with this person for 3-4 months. He seems to know me more than anyone else. We have sexted. We have done sex on video call. I'm ready to take this relationship ahead, but not sure if he's ready to. He hasn't given me any hints. What to do?
Okay, when you say I know this person, sex is not about knowing this person, first of all. 2, does he make you feel safe? Does he meet your emotional needs? You think he is going to commit to you? You think you can see a future with him? Only then you have a conversation and talk and clarify things. Okay, just doing sexting is not knowing a person. A person is much more than having sex on video call or whatever, sexting, chat.
2 more questions. My relationship history has been really bad. I'm always left being hurt. I'm so terrified to get into another relationship, to get involved with someone romantically. Am I destined to be a loner?
Okay. Here I think you should just take some time for yourself. Okay. If you've had a bitter relationship and you feel that things didn't go as you expected to, and you just because you don't have someone, you have moved to another relationship, doesn't work. Okay, first you need to heal, you need to accept your emotions, you need to work on yourself. If you feel that you are happy by yourself and now you can lay your trust in someone, then you look at someone and you find the person who will understand you.
Okay. The last question, how to deal with ghosting?
Okay, ghosting meaning the person has gone, right?
Yeah,
And
you don't even know.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you were talking to him for whatever number of hours and sexting or doing video calls, and that person has become a habit, and now the person is gone. So what happens is, I am miserable, I don't know what to do, I am confused, I can't focus on anything else, right? Now, I want you to emotionally take a step back and look at signs of that person which you ignored to understand that the person is not going to be there. For example, if that person had a habit of talking to you from 9 a.m. to 11, okay, and he has reduced that, it's a change. Maybe you have ignored the red flags to actually come to this stage where this person has just gone off. Okay, one thing. So get that awareness in your head, and when you feel that misery in you and you feel that, you know, अब मैं क्या करूँगी, अब मेरा क्या, is when you can seek help. Please seek professional help, because at that mental state, it's very, very difficult to handle your emotions.
Okay, got it. I think, yeah, we have covered, most of the questions that our viewers asked us.
Okay.
And, it was a wonderful time to have you on the show. Thank you so much, Disha.
Thank you for having me on the show.
We hope आज का डिस्कशन आपके लिए हेल्पफुल और रेलेवेंट रहा हो. अगर रहा है तो प्लीज़ लाइक, शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब. इफ़ यू हैव एनी कमेंट्स, प्लीज़ कमेंट इन द कमेंट बॉक्स बिलो. अगर आपके कोई क्वेश्चंस हैं जो आप चाहते हैं कि हम पॉडकास्ट में कवर करें, प्लीज़ ईमेल अस at happierhour.sg@gmail.com and we'll try our best to cover your questions. Of course, we'll keep your name anonymous. Thank you so much.